tonight on the South Today. Some Dunedin schoolboys are hoping to reduce water waste with their enterprise creation called Hydrata. A Queenstown resident is looking to return to work following a car crash which left them disabled. And Christchurch residents are ready to get stuck into the snow as the Chill in the City event goes ahead. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A group of entrepreneurial Otago Boys High School students are looking to save thousands of litres of water. They've designed the Hydrata, a tool capable of stopping excess water flow, which is already piquing the interest of businesses.
A small device capable of saving thousands of dollars. This unassuming black box is the Hydrata, which may be the perfect tool to help farmers and holiday homeowners save on excess water use.
You set the time for an hour, say you turn on a tap, and after an hour that tap will stop running. So if you have like a fault, like a pipe bursts, the pump will only pump water until that time is run out.
It's been developed by Dan Heyman alongside his Otago Boys High School classmates to stop the waste of water and money.
I think especially in areas such as Central Otago where water is a really big issue, losing even a bucket of water is quite a big problem, so we thought we'd try and save as many headaches as possible.
Heyman came up with the device thinking back to when his family's holiday home was flooded by a burst pipe 11 years ago.
So it's quite a good insurance kind of device to kind of minimise water damage from flooding, or if you just leave a tap running and just walk away and forget about it.
The product is being made as part of the Lion Foundation Young Enterprise Scheme, with the group working alongside the Otago University Computer Science Department as well as some local plumbing businesses. Pre-orders for the Hydrata are open, with manufacturing set to begin in the next 2 months. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Police have released the names of the 2 people killed in a crash in Oamaru on Tuesday night. Locals 51-year-old Grant Rawson and 48-year-old Erin Sheehy both died at the scene after their ute rolled on Ardgowan Road. Police are still investigating the accident, where it appears the vehicle failed to go around a corner and rolled. Oamaru Police Sergeant Tony Woodbridge says they can't disclose whether speed or alcohol was a factor, but everything is being looked at. The stretch of road between Ardgowan School and Homestead Road was reopened at 2:45 p.m. on Wednesday. Queenstown resident Jesse Boulay is on an awe-inspiring journey to get back into the workforce. He was left disabled after a horror car crash in 2010, but remains as determined as ever.
An inspiring story of determination in Queenstown. Jesse Boulay's been through a decade of recovery following a car crash in 2010 that left him with severe brain damage. Now aged 28, he's ready to once again take on the world and is now looking for employment in the Queenstown area.
Jesse wants to work, and you have a right to work.
Boulay currently works as a volunteer barista at Data Story on Tuesday afternoons. The hard workers also had experience as a pie maker at iconic Queenstown restaurant Fergburger. Boulay spent nearly a year in a coma following the crash, but proved the doctors wrong. He had to relearn how to walk, talk and take care of himself, all of which were no easy task. However, Boulay's made a lot of progress since then, and even began his own clothing line a few years ago. But the witty young man is really aiming to get back into the regular workforce.
Roasters, let him work out.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
And
Didn't work out. Not so cool.
He identifies as a Queenstown kid at heart and is hoping to find a willing employer to give him a chance. In Queenstown, the South Today.
The Dunedin City Council is urging prospective candidates in the upcoming local body elections to get their nominations in now to avoid disappointment. Nominations close at noon on Friday, August 12th in the 2022 local body elections. Deputy Electoral Officer Claire Sullivan says the number of people putting their names forward is slowly climbing. There are 4 candidates for Dunedin's mayoralty, 20 for the 14 other seats around the Dunedin City Council table, and just 7 for 36 community board seats. The Saddle Hill and Strathtyre community boards, which together have 12 seats to fill, are yet to attract a single candidate. Voting begins on 16th of September 2022 and closes on at 12 noon on the 8th of October 2022. Results are expected later in the day. From strapping on some snow boots to putting on a virtual reality headset, Central Christchurch is bringing the snow. The Chill in the City event allows kids and adults alike the chance to experience some fun on ice without the risk of being snowed in.
The annual winter festival Chill in the City is firing up in Central Christchurch. The festival starts Thursday and runs from 10 to 5 p.m. every day until Sunday. For the more adventurous, an ice skating rink has been set up in City Mall. Organised by the Central City Business Association, the festival offers people a chance to enjoy winter activities, including tobogganing on real snow at Riverside Market. Members of the public can visit Scott's Base in virtual reality with new 3D high-definition goggles. Ice skating costs $5 for a half-hour session, while a gold coin donation will be requested for a hug with the Huskies. All other activities are free, and all the money raised will go to the City Mission. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Whai Yakane still to come on the South Today. An Alexandra ice curler is at the top of her game, even lending a hand to the up-and-comings. And we'll take a look at the weather ahead of the weekend.
Duck in for a deal at My Mate John's. 25 to 75% off. John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
And My Mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Alexandra resident and New Zealand curling representative Natalie Furlow is offering to help others improve their game. Furlow is one of the country's top curlers and is due to represent New Zealand at the 2022 Pan-Continental Curling Championships in Canada this year.
Getting some practice in ahead of a major international competition later in the year. Each Wednesday morning, New Zealand women's curling team member Natalie Furlow can be found coaching all comers.
It's a great sport for anyone, body types, anything like that. There's a version for everyone.
There hasn't been a dedicated women's curling team representing New Zealand at international level for some time. So Furlow is keen for their team to do well in this year's Pan-Continental competition.
No, there hasn't been a women's team for a few years, and so we've just put one back together this year, which is quite exciting. It does mean that we're in the B division of the Pan-Continentals, so our goal will be to win that and get our way back into the A event.
A group of female friends attended last week's coaching session. They were inspired by Bannockburn's Jan Sangster, whose late husband Duncan was a keen curler.
And of course we come along and Natalie's been amazing. We've spent on a Wednesday morning an hour with her and it just all made sense, perfect sense.
Furlow says curling is traditionally seen as more of a male sport, but it's also a sport where women can compete with men on an even playing field. A fundraiser for the New Zealand women's curling team to help them get to Canada will be held in Naseby on August 28. In Central Otago, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A group of Otago Boys High School students are looking to reduce water waste with the Hydrata, which acts like a water timer. Queenstown resident Jesse Boulay is looking to return to work following a horror car crash which left him disabled. And Christchurch residents are getting stuck into the snow as the Chill in the City event goes ahead with a range of activities on offer. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor, Jo Simpson. Kia ora, Jo.
Hi.
Now what can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
A trickle of nominations coming in for next month's local body elections has prompted councils around Otago and Southland to call for potential candidates to hurry up.
Yeah, it's been a bit slow going, hasn't it?
Yeah, there's some areas I think with none. Rural people have a higher mortality rate than city dwellers in the New Zealand Health. Than city dwellers, and New Zealand health system should redefine what rural means to ensure people who live in those areas have access to fair healthcare.
Okay, good one.
We speak to the mother of the beekeeper killed in the double fatality crash in Oamaru, and in a groundbreaking culinary intervention, cheese roll burgers have been invented by an eatery in the outskirts of Dunedin.
Oh, how brilliant. I will look forward to reading all those and looking at that invention as well.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jo. And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, expect some sleety snow and sleety rain rather, and low-level snow on Sunday and Monday as the current warm period changes to a bitterly cold southeasterly air stream. Heading to the top of the South Island, gusty nor'westerlies up top with Nelson heading for 18, Greymouth fresh northerlies and high cloud up to 15, while Christchurch can expect a windy day too with high cloud and a high of 18 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, strong nor'westerlies and high cloud through here tomorrow with 18-degree highs in both Ashburton and Timaru, while Oamaru reaches a top temperature of 17 degrees. Westwards now to the Central Lakes, and the nor'westerlies really pick up through here with some late rain and a high of 14 for Wanaka and Queenstown, and for Alexandra a high of 15. Heading further south, lots of rain and gale nor'westerlies across the board with 3 from 3 temperature-wise. Balclutha, Gore and the Catlins will all get a high of 15 degrees tomorrow. And down to the deep south, rain tonight in Invercargill with strong nor'westerlies and a low of 11. Strong to gale nor'west winds tomorrow with more rain, down to 11 and up to 15. And into the weekend, Saturday's looking cold with showers and very fresh southwesterlies, a low of 6 and a high of 11 degrees. And lastly, heading to Dunedin, fine tonight with fresh northerlies dropping down to 11 degrees. Tomorrow looks fine with thick high cloud and gale force nor'westerlies before late rain on the western ranges. Expect a low again of 12 and a high of 17. And by Saturday it's getting cooler again. Cloudy skies and light showers down to 8 and up to 13 degrees as the high. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.